What's going on, Team MG? I am back with another video for you guys, and we're going to be working on the introduction to ground poles. Ground poles are used in a lot of different disciplines for a lot of different reasons. Anything from spacing and jumping to getting that horse to look down for trails and obstacles to gaited horses. People will use it to break up pace. Again, really getting that horse, really understanding where he's putting his feet. So I have Thunder here, and Thunder's about my most reactive horse in training at the moment. So we're gonna show him ground poles for the first time. Before I do that, I'm just gonna flex him. He just got cinched up. I just swung a leg over him. And ground poles are no different than any other obstacle. And if you think about everything like that, you're already gonna have the answer when you think about the approach, even if you don't know how to do it. So when I come up to these, look how I'm gonna, right there, he wants to veer off. I'm gonna sit back, look up. And I have 3, you could have 30, it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that horse is willing to go where you want. These are made out of PVC, which I like because they sound and they look scary being white. But the harder and bigger your ground poles are, the more they'll try to avoid them. So there where he's tapping them, it's good in the beginning because he's going over them for me, but he keeps tapping them. If I was to use 4x4s, or if I was to use landscaping timber that are a little bit more solid, or even railroad ties that are more solid, the more solid they are, the less that horse is going to want to run into them. It's the same thing with jumps. Whenever you're making jumps and you're putting crosses on the jump standards, if you are doing it with PVC, that horse bumps into it, there's no real repercussion to try not to bump into it. Where if it's wood, a lot of jumps are real solid. And whenever you talk about cross country or eventers or fox hunters, they're jumping stuff that doesn't move. Very quickly that horse learns not to bump into it. There we go. Now he's looking downward. Now he's thinking. That's what we want to see. If you see this in like the Western Pleasure Trail classes, it is amazing. Those horses can walk, trot, canter through a set of poles and never touch one, which is freaking awesome. But they're so aware. They're definitely using poles at home that don't give like that one just gave. And the horses learn to respect them, and they start learning to watch where they're putting their feet. If you've watched our obstacle series, it would be very similar to, we call it the railroad, which is 4x4s, 2 feet apart, and it has dividers every 2 feet, and the horse learns where to put his feet at because it's uncomfortable when they step on it. It's no different than that. So if you approach your ground poles for the first time when you're introducing them as if they are an obstacle, and you sit back, your heels are down and forward, you give that horse the reins, and you only pressure him whenever he, very quickly, you'll get your horse to accept ground poles, and you'll be able to put him for whatever job that you're trying to accomplish, whether that's jumping or obstacles or gaiting. So many different reasons to use ground poles. You'll be able to use them to your advantage. Well, guys, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.